Holy crap. Nick Bosa, well, I guess he's playing week 1 versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think that right now is low-key confirmed because he just agreed to a 5-year, $170 million contract with the 49ers, including 122.5 guaranteed by a wide margin. It will make him the highest paid defensive end in the game right now. That is absolutely insanity. So for those asking, by the way, just a real side note here, for those who are asking about the whole, well, Chris Jones hasn't signed back, or, I'm sorry, the Chiefs have offered Chris Jones a contract, but they can't work out a deal yet. What's that going to mean for this upcoming year, right? Are they going to get a deal done? Probably not. And this is why, because the Chiefs have like $750,000 right now in cap, and Nick Bosa is a good example. Let me go ahead and see how much. I just want to roughly see the estimate here. 170, that's around 34 million. I just did math there. But 34 million a year is how much he's going to be making. I think right now the highest paid, I want to see this real fast. Is it? I think it's still Aaron Donald. Highest paid, let me see, highest paid defense end in the NFL. Right now, obviously, it's Nick Bosa because he just got 8 minutes ago. But outside of Nick Bosa, it was actually Aaron Donald with $31.7 million a year is how much he was making. That is insane. And just taking a look at Aaron Donald's contract. Let me go to cap calculator here. Let me go to where are the LA Rams? Hang on, guys. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Rams here. There we go. Alright. So let me pull up this over here. Again, like I said, this is the future. With all these players getting these crazy, ridiculous contracts. But when Donald signed his contract, it was a 3-year, $95 million deal. This is a 5-year. What is 100 and... Oh, we forgot the money. That's how crazy this contract is. Yeah, 5-year, 170 mil. So, 34 a year, which again makes him by $3 million the highest paid defensive lineman in the game. Now, of course, Donald is 32 years old, so he's up there in age. I think Chris Jones, if I am correct here, he's also, I believe, 30 some odd years old. Where's the Chiefs? Here they are. And again, like I said, guys, they're negative $8.4 million in cap hit right now. $60 million next year. And they still have to sign a lot of guys back. So, to the point of, is Chris Jones going to get that huge contract? Probably not. And this is why he's going to be sitting out to week 8, because the Chiefs can't pay the guy. They can't pay him what he wants them to pay him. They've offered him contracts, and he has declined them because he wants to be, in his opinion, at least above Aaron Donald. Well, now that Nick Bosa just got his contract done, that means that, they're going to want to give, he's going to want even more money. Like, this is why the idea of signing a player as fast as possible is always a good idea. And I want to see, where is Chris Jones? Oh, why I can't find Chris Jones for a second. He's the second guy on the list, my bad. But this is why when everyone's like, wait, why do you get a contract done so quickly? The reason why you do it is because you want to get ahead of this, right? The longer you wait to give a contract to someone, the more the price tag goes up. That's just a fact of the matter, right? Because what ends up happening is somebody else gets paid, and when someone else gets paid, then that just increases the price tag for everybody. And so, yeah, so going looking at Chris Jones, he's on the last year of his contract. He's making $28 million a year. He wanted to make over 31, which again would have put him above Donald and put him as the highest paid, defensive end in football. Well, I guess defense player in general in football. Well, now there's a newcomer in town. And if Chris Jones, if you want that money, he's going to want above 34. He's going to want 35. Which, again, realistically speaking, the Chiefs can't pay that. And I don't know how many teams in the NFL right now really could pay that. I mean, again, he is also 30 years old, right? So he's up there in age. You're not going to give a 30-year-old pass rusher that much money. But at the end of the day, he was one of the best last year. He came out this offseason, said that he's going to be Defensive Player of the Year this year, which is interesting because he's going to be sitting out for 8 weeks. So it's interesting how he thinks he's going to be Defensive Player of the Year, with that being said. But again, another guy, J.J. Watt, or T.J. Watt, actually. T.J. is, 32 this year? No. He's 29 this year. 29 this year. He, of course, is he's behind Donald for the third highest paid now. Now I gotta say third. Third highest paid defensive player in the game. And he's making 28 a year, which is already crazy, right? These contracts are going to get even more ridiculous. They really are. This is why, again, when it comes to signing certain players, like we got Hendrickson on extension, that is such an amazing thing. Because even though pass rusher can get 28, 29, 30 years old and really get up there in age, it doesn't matter. They still produce at a high level and get really great money. Remember when Von Miller hit free agency for the Broncos and the Bills? Everyone was like, oh yeah, he's not going to get that much money. He's going to be, maybe a tad bit of money, but nothing too crazy spectacular. And then what ends up happening? The Bills sign him to a ridiculous deal, and then he ends up, getting hurt, obviously, because, again, old age kind of sucks. He's 34 years old. But again, he still signed a $120 million deal for 6 years. He went into this contract in 2022, 33 years old. He's signing a $120 million 6-year deal. Now, that's not as crazy as, Nick Bosa, but still, that a year alone, as you guys can see right here, there's a lot of avoidable years, but that alone is $20 million a year for a 34-year-old player. So, even though these guys are getting up there in age, they're just costing more and more and more and more and more. And yes, the salary cap goes up, but again, it's 122 guaranteed. That's even more crazy because fully guaranteed, right? 45 mil for Von Miller. Okay, let me go back. I want to see where, not Chris Jones. I want to see where the Aaron Donald's guaranteed is. 46.5 guaranteed. So again, Nick Bosa is 122 guaranteed. I want to do the math there real fast. How much percentage is that? So let me see. 71% of his contract is fully guaranteed. Now, why is that a problem? Well, fully guaranteed, obviously, in case a guy gets injured, it helps them out, right? Benefits them. But in general, why fully guaranteed is scary is because you can't really backload contracts when you have fully guaranteed contracts. If you have a fully guaranteed contract, you especially cannot. I know Roquan Smith signed with the Ravens for $100 million. That was fully guaranteed. So you can't backload it. You have to give that player the money. The reason why backloaded contracts happen is because if, let's say, for example, you guarantee, I don't know, as this way here, 46.5 of the $95 million. Yes, that's half of the contract guaranteed, you might say. But what I can do then is say, okay, you're guaranteed to get this 46.5, right? No matter what, you're going to get this money. But that extra $40 million, I'm going to kind of finesse around and push in the future and kind of move around. And you might get that, you might not get that. It really depends on how the contract gets, worked out in the end, right? That's why there's backloaded contracts. So it's just so many moving factors. That's so much money. 35 mil a year. And now we have running backs that want to get paid crazy money too. Oh my gosh, guys. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.